What's good, my fellow GeoGeeks and MetaMappers? Spatial Ninja here, bringing you this week in MetaMapping. Today is February 24th, 2023. We've got a lot of great GIS articles to cover today, so let's jump right into it. Now, over the past few weeks, we've seen a lot of buzz, and really even past the last few weeks, almost over the past 6 months to a year, we've seen a lot of buzz around the Metaverse. And how GIS plays a pivotal role in digital twins, which ultimately build up that metaverse. So a lot of the articles that we'll go through today are centered around digital twins, metaverse, and how GIS is that foundation. So the first article here from GeoAwesome is all about the metaverse and how the metaverse can really solve global threats or support where we're going in this kind of global revolution around Web3 and decentralizing the internet. So what is a metaverse? Well, the metaverse is a limitless digital reality platform comprised of interconnected 3D worlds where users can explore, interact, create content, and share information. So in my mind, all the metaverse really is the internet on steroids. It's taking this idea of social platforms and communities and creating more of an immersive experience around that, whether that is through kind of social media like sites or through gaming. Now, in this article here, they talk a bit about kind of defense and public safety and how the metaverse can help with defense. As we see here, the augmented reality displays within a XR kind of headset could also be integrated into a soldier's helmet so that they can receive additional information and insight to provide them with location of colleagues, line of sight, waypoint, and other key information. Superimposing this type of crucial information can improve situational awareness. I think over the coming years, we're going to see a lot of applications like this, not necessarily for military and defense, but you think about when you need to change something on a toilet. I know that I straight right away go to YouTube and I look at how to replace that part. Imagine putting on like an AR headset or opening up your camera app on your phone and being able to have someone on a YouTube video guide you through how to replace that part by selecting the piece within your headset, giving you instructions on how to remove it, how to replace it. So I do think there's going to be quite a few kind of AR, augmented reality type of applications that come out over the next couple years. And really all of that is location centric, right? Where those actual things are and understanding how close you are to equipment or how close you are to that toilet. So there's a lot of location intelligence that is going to come into those applications. And we can see here unmanned aerial system platforms or robots equipped with a LiDAR scanner can survey any location without having someone risk their life. The acquired precise 3D data will reveal information that couldn't previously be obtained through just standard pictures. Now, again, this is focused on defense, but LiDAR is a technology that is also going to support all sorts of different types of augmented reality applications. Again, understanding how far away you are from something when you are replacing that part on the toilet. There's going to be LiDAR involved in those scanners to give you that depth. And as we'll see as we go through some of these other articles, again, metaverse is a big theme this week or over the past few weeks. So this next article here from Where Next and Esri how Cisco created a GIS-based digital twin of its supply chain. So in order to deliver fast and effective technical support, the company relies in part on digital twins powered by GIS. The location intelligence we derive from this digital twin helps us manage a supply chain of global complexity while maintaining high levels of customer satisfaction. So essentially, what Cisco is looking to do, or is actually doing, is modeling each phase of that supply chain as close to reality as possible using software and using GIS software. One use case here specifically for the GIS, to ensure that the service supply chain runs efficiently, we've created a digital twin called the Service Delivery Insights Platform, SDIP, which is a central nervous system connecting logistics, the field services and technicians, planning, order management, and sales support. So they say that this is all fueled by a set of business rules and GIS-based location intelligence. The SDIP provides near real-time awareness, so connecting real-time vehicle locations, status of equipment, which is allowing them to dispatch spare parts and technicians from the most appropriate warehouse and engineer base. So to kind of expand on that here, to optimize service delivery, that SDIP matches the right talent and depot location. So understanding what needs to be done in that phase of the supply chain, where are technicians or people that can support that phase, where are they located, do they have the right skill set, and understanding what depot location that is near a customer, so that they can basically assign the right person to that job. And as they say, in doing so, helps them meet service delivery deadlines and customer expectations. So in this example here of a digital twin, right, they're connecting real-time information through their kind of supply chain phases and understanding where something is in that supply chain, and who might be the closest to help support that phase of the supply chain, based on that engineer's location, as well as their skill level. So this will be interesting as supply chain evolves and starts to incorporate more GIS, as well as these digital twin concepts. So not a metaverse or digital twin article here, but something that is very interesting to me, and that is this Overture Maps Foundation. And this particular kind of announcement here is about Esri joining the Overture Maps Foundation. But if you're not familiar with what this is, it's a new collaboration that has been founded by Amazon Web Services, Meta, Microsoft, and TomTom to really tackle the challenge around accessible map data. So what their mission is of this particular foundation is to create reliable, easy to use, and interoperable map data for the globe. So I think that the Overture Maps Foundation sees the need to create a standard set of kind of global GIS data sets that is available for kind of the open source community to take on. There's just so many organizations putting out good GIS data, but today it's all being done in a silo. And while file formats, there are standards, and it's easier to have different map data talk to different map data and use those mapping standards to bring those data sets in. You still have, streets data that is put out by 100 different vendors, and there's no kind of uniformity in the attribution, the symbology, and all of that around those GIS data sets. So the mission, again, of this Overture Maps Foundation is to work on creating more of those standards and standardizing these data sets for mapping. So how will Esri participate in the Overture Maps Foundation? Esri is uniquely positioned to help enable the sharing of authoritative open data from government organizations with the broader GIS and mapping community that rely upon this data to do their work. So as you may know, Esri and ArcGIS Online is a big kind of open data hub in and of itself. And there's already a lot of communities and cities sharing their data through Esri. So Esri can help to bring some of that data into these standards and into these standardized data sets that the Overture Maps Foundation is working on. As it says down here, a good example of this is like OpenStreetMap, where you have kind of community-driven mapping and data collection and standards there. So it'll be, again, very interesting to see how these data sets come to be from the Overture Maps Foundation. There's some big players that have invested into this, as we see AWS, Meta, and Microsoft, and TomTom. Next article here, Esri's GIS helps Vodafone create a national digital twin. So back on the digital twin buzz. So Vodafone has created a 3D digital twin of its UK mobile mass network to allow its engineers to visualize and strategize network improvements or expansion. It will allow them to make instant decisions to improve services to customers without leaving their desks. So this is a good example here of kind of a specific industry vertical that is getting into digital twins. And essentially what Vodafone is doing is taking all of their infrastructure and their wireless sites, modeling them in the GIS as digital twins, so that they can better plan wireless networks for their mobile customers. So approximately 500,000 network features such as antennas, along with billions of rows of network performance data, can be visually presented. With just a few clicks, an engineer can inspect a component of mobile base station remotely before deciding whether to jump in their van and drive to the site to carry out any necessary work. So very similar to that defense example, where you could have military personnel sitting in a base and sending drones or robots out to get a better sense of what is going on out there. You've got a telecom example here where you've got engineers that are able to kind of understand what that wireless site looks like, and if they need to adjust that wireless site, what the result will be, and if a customer will get better wireless service if they adjust the antenna. Doing all of that through software and the GIS remotely before actually sending like a technician out there to go up the wireless site and start to adjust the antenna. So pretty interesting, again, doing kind of these if-then scenarios through software because they've modeled their actual equipment as these digital twins in the GIS. As this one gentleman puts it, it's Minecraft for data scientists, which is pretty interesting to think about. So a quote here, but the combination of ArcGIS Enterprise in AWS Cloud means that large-scale digital twins can become a reality, providing a secure, scalable cloud option for enterprise data visualization and geospatial analytics. Similar projects in the utility sector, for example, traditionally focus on smaller areas, but we wanted a national model in line with our network. So just something to think about here in terms of scalability. You know, when you're working with GIS data, and a small amount of GIS data, and you're starting to work with that data in 3D or tie it to real-time information, you need some heavy horsepower computing to be able to have that visualization be very performant, but to also, scale up the processing power of real-time information or real-time analytics. So you're definitely going to see a lot of GIS move into the cloud environment where you can have containerized processing and scalability of the GIS maps, as well as those geospatial analytics. So this particular article, again, is kind of another vertical of digital twins in a particular industry. I thought this was a fascinating article here. The first Web3 powered city map of Denver. So as you all are probably aware, I'm pretty big into Web3 and following kind of the latest in the internet development. And with that, a lot that is powering Web3 is blockchain technology, which is tied a lot of times to crypto as well as NFTs. And this particular article here talks about this kind of city map of Denver that is being powered by this new wave of the internet, or Web3. So as they put it here, kind of users or those that go visit Denver can expect to see a geolocated XR or an augmented reality kind of immersive experience, NFTs in a gamified space, and personal mapping. So essentially what is being done is kind of a smart map of Denver where you could pull up your mobile device and open up your camera, and then it would show you different parts about Denver, give you more information on the history of Denver, or different types of kind of experiences. And a lot of this is driven by kind of art. So, whether that is kind of street art like graffiti or other types of sculptures, you'll be able to see them kind of on a 2D map, but then once you get close, open up your camera, and then again be able to get more information, kind of move your camera around or your headset and have pop-ups come up on the map that give you more information on those pieces of street art or other kind of historical sites. Another interesting thing about this kind of Web3 map here is that you'll have this ability to do a virtual check-in, or what they're calling a proof of presence, or a POP. So there'll be some gamification here where as you go to these sites, you learn more information, you'll be rewarded probably with different types of NFTs. So very interesting to see how kind of this space evolves, where cities will put out these kind of, city maps, right, for tourists, but there'll be more of these kind of augmented reality types of maps, maybe gamified, and maybe if you go visit, the Historical Museum of Denver, you get an NFT or some sort of proof that you've actually been to that museum. Esri launches new ArcGIS Reality digital twin software. So Esri's been building kind of digital twin software, and arguably GIS is a digital twin, right? It's been the foundation of a digital twin for a long time, being able to layer real data sets on top of a map. And so now you're just seeing the evolution of that move into more kind of 3D worlds and kind of metaverse. Looks like Esri here has released what they're calling ArcGIS Reality, which is a combination of software and applications. But as this article points out, the digital twin space is rapidly expanding. The market for aerial imagery, so capturing aerial photography, which is expected to reach $4 billion in value by 2025, which is quadrupling where it was in 2017. So this ArcGIS reality software will focus on that aerial imagery, and is comprised of 4 products here. ArcGIS Reality for ArcGIS Pro, a new extension of Esri's flagship desktop software, allowing users to input images from drones or manned aircraft to generate 3D outputs. So think about LiDAR, point clouds, and those 3D triangulated mesh data sets. ArcGIS Reality Studio, a new focused application for reality mapping from aerial images for entire cities and countries, which is a map-centric intuitive interface that enables high production efficiency to deliver survey-grade representations of reality. So it looks like you've got, a new extension to ArcGIS Pro, kind of a new web-based application, and then some existing products here. SiteScan, which was an acquisition by Esri, which is a cloud-based end-to-end mapping software for drone imagery. So being able to, map out your drone routes, collect that imagery, post-process it in a cloud-based solution. As well as ArcGIS Drone to Map, which is a desktop-based application for processing drone imagery. So as we see down here, the demand for accurate models will only grow as the metaverse becomes closer to reality, especially on the industrial level. So we've already seen examples from supply chain and telecommunications where they're getting into digital twin, metaverse space, modeling things in 3D. And Esri is now starting to, or has been releasing software to help build these data sets. So always about this time of year, there's a big ArcGIS update for ArcGIS Online. And there's been some new capabilities that have come out that are pretty interesting. So I've highlighted just a few of my favorite kind of new updates to ArcGIS Online, the February 2023 release. The first one here is, if you've been following ArcGIS Online, you know that there's a new map viewer. And finally, there is the analysis tab built into the new map viewer. Previously, you could only get the web-based analysis through the old map viewer. Now we have this new analysis experience. So if you're looking to do spatial analysis through the web map, you've now got that capability in the new map viewer in ArcGIS Online. Another interesting new capability is this media player, which allows you to essentially do some geo-referencing on the web. So you can bring in these different PNGs or JPEGs and then overlay them on top of the map. So historical drawings or floor plans, you can now kind of bring in scale, geo-reference on top of the map. I definitely can see more geo-referencing tools coming to the web-based mapping here in ArcGIS Online. This is something that I've wanted to see for a while, and that's the ability to upload image symbols. So this capability was available in the previous map viewer, but the new web map viewer only had a preset of symbology or symbol types, so you couldn't bring in your own symbols. But now, if you want to change symbology in the new map viewer with your own symbols, you can upload your own GIFs, JPEGs, PNGs, and have your own symbol sets in the new map viewer. Grouping and legends. So if you've got a legend with a ton of different types of symbol types, you now can create groups and group those different kind of legend or layers or symbol types together directly within your legend. This will be great for those that, again, have just a ton of symbol types in their map. And the last one here that was interesting to me is around ArcGIS Experience Builder, which is kind of an app builder in the web. And there's a new widget for adding data. So if you want to compile and build up a web app where users can bring in their own data from their ArcGIS online portal or other web services or KMLs, there's now an add data widget. This was a widget that was in Web App Builder and is now available in Experience Builder. So this has been a few of the interesting articles that I have found over the past couple weeks. Again, a lot of focus around digital twins and metaverse right now and how GIS will play a pivotal role there. One other thing I want to do in these videos is highlight some mappy memes of the week. So I've found a few of my favorite mappy memes from the week here. This one comes from Matt Malone. ArcGIS Pro, every time I open a project, maybe it's time for an upgrade. I know that ArcGIS Pro 3.1, 3.2 was just released. Last time I opened up ArcGIS Pro, it did ask if I wanted a new update. This one from Emmanuel here. GIS users on any flight. I know I love sitting on the window seat, not for those long flights, but for the shorter flights. And I get that same sensation looking down, seeing the ag and thinking spatially as well, seeing these polygons. So I thought this was a pretty funny one. And the last one here from Small Town Mapper. How long have you been editing that data? It's been 84 years. I don't do this much, but this one did resonate with me. I did a lot of digitization back in the day, and it always seemed to be just a very long process to edit and clean up data. So this has been this week's MetaMapping. Again, I hope you enjoyed the format of this video. We're going to try and keep these going more often and more frequently, keep you guys updated on what's going on in the geospatial world. If you liked this content in this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel and follow us on all social media.